Trump versus Harvard University heats up. The Trump administration has revoked Harvard's ability to host international students, putting nearly 6,800 students, including 788 from India, at the risk of losing their legal status in the US unless they transfer or the decision is reversed. The Trump administration has taken a step that could deeply affect Indian and other international students at the university. The US Department of Homeland Security has revoked Harvard's ability to enroll international students under the Student and Exchange Visitor Program. This means those already studying there must either transfer to another school or risk losing their legal status in the US. It's a development we're reporting on from the US, which could worry many students, including Indian students. Harvard University has spoken about this as well. We'll be going across to Geeta Mohan for more on that. In fact, Pranay Upadhyay is with us for the very latest. Geeta Mohan, I beg your pardon, is with us for the very latest on that. Geeta, Foreign Affairs Editor, joining this morning. Geeta, put this into perspective. This has got to do with security concerns and also concerns about a certain section of students who've been raising slogans within the university, I think. What is the reason particularly behind it? And tell us, how can Harvard, or rather what can Harvard do about this?
Well, Harvard can certainly go to court, but this is Trump administration upping the ante. They have said that if Harvard does not back down from its position with regards to the Trump administration's policies on Palestine, supporters of Palestine, sympathizers of Palestine, so on and so forth, then there is going to be not just a decision to reduce their or to take away their the funds that are given from the federal budget, but also that Harvard University would find it very difficult to have international students coming to their university, given that the federal agency and government control the visas. And now, in an unprecedented development, the Trump administration has indeed revoked the eligibility of Harvard University to enroll international students. This is a telling a sign of the days to come. It's only a beginning. Kristi Noem has ordered the termination of this entire exchange program, and the DHS in a statement has said that this means Harvard can no longer enroll foreign students. So yes, this is a war now between Trump and Harvard, and it has gone certainly after the incident yesterday of a sympathizer attacking people who gathered outside the Jewish museum, and the specific attack was against the Jewish community, and then he screamed chants of pro-Palestine chants. It certainly comes after that incident. So we are looking at Trump administration taking on Harvard on an issue which has to do with and is beyond just gun control or the one incident that occurred of one person who did something, but the larger question of freedom of speech.
Geeta is getting in those details. In fact, we'll be getting in more in a moment from now. But just to tell our viewers that Harvard has also put out a statement saying that we filed a lawsuit as well. In fact, Geeta, you were telling us that there are legal options open before the university, but this also deeply impacts other students. In India as well, about 800 of them, I understand 788 to be precise. Geeta, if you could tell us if the Indian government can do anything about it.
Well, the Indian administration is not going to intervene in these policies of the federal government in the United States of America. There are other universities that children can apply. Yes, they are going to look at concerns, but the Indian administration has been very clear that protests, agitations, and concerns regarding the same are internal to a particular country, as is the case with India. And so a third country cannot intervene and should not intervene. But interestingly, Sneha, the agency has also come out and said that many of these agitators are foreign students, and Harvard's leadership further facilitated and engaged, coordinated with the Chinese Communist Party. So they have linked this entire decision also to CCP and to China, because Harvard hosted and trained members of CCP, and the administration is holding Harvard accountable for fostering violence, anti-Semitism, and coordinating with Chinese Communist Party on its campus. That's a statement coming in from none other than Secretary Noem herself.
All right, we have more news coming in. US says Harvard accountable for fostering violence. Harvard accountable for anti-Semitism. Harvard had opportunity to do the right thing. This is a statement that is coming. This administration is holding Harvard accountable for fostering violence, anti-Semitism, and coordinating with the Chinese Communist Party on its campus. It's a privilege, not a right, for universities to enroll foreign students and benefit from their higher tuition payments to help pay their multi-billion-dollar endowments. Harvard had plenty of opportunity to do the right thing. It refused. They've lost their student and exchange visitor program certification as a result of their failure to adhere to the law. Let this serve as a warning to all universities and academic institutions across the country, is what US has said in a statement. Geeta continues to be with us. Geeta, this is a very stern and, stern and firm message from the administration there, that you had ample of opportunities given the situations that we found ourselves in, and given the manner in which protests have been organized in days and weeks, that we have seen in the last few days and weeks. Essentially, you had an opportunity to rectify this, knowing very well that we weren't happy about these situations within the campus, isn't it?
Okay. This is certainly a very, very important decision that has come from Trump. It is going to affect and impact international students who look to going to America to study in universities, and very specifically universities such as Harvard, Yale, and Stanford. To begin with, Harvard is the only one that has taken on Trump administration, and we will have to wait and see whether if this decision of the Trump administration stands in court, because Harvard certainly will be taking this matter to court, and we have to wait and see whether if it stands in court. There have been certain cases which the court has quashed, and so again, Sneha, one has to wait and see whether if Harvard is able to take it to court, and how long can it continue fighting, because it's a very expensive affair. How long can it continue fighting a federal government, and that to the government of the United States of America? So for now, it is a very important decision, but a significant one, but one that is going to impact international students and Harvard University as well. So who's going to blink first in this entire issue of freedom of speech, allowing protests or voicing dissent? And that voicing of dissent does not amount to anti-Semitism or anti-nationalism or any anti-American-like thing.
All right, Geeta, getting in those details at this point, big question is what is going to happen to all the students, including 788 Indian students right now. That's in fact, there would be, of course, a sense of uncertainty for just so many Indian and other foreign students, with the Trump administration here revoking Harvard University's right to admit international students. A little more on the impact on Indian students. 788 Indian students currently enrolled in Harvard. 508 to 800 Indian scholars and students enroll every single year. Students must take transfer to another university to stay in the US if at all they have to. Indian students from 2025 to 2026 batch will be impacted. What did Trump really want Harvard to do? Share all the hiring data with the administration. Audit all hirings at least through 2028. Provide all admissions data to the federal government. overall programs with egregious records on anti-Semitism. Place some departments and programs under an external audit. Reduce power held by the students there within the university. Stop diversity, equity, inclusion programs. End admission preferences based on race, color, and national origin. Stop admitting students hostile to American values. Stop admitting students supportive of terrorism and anti-Semitism. Ban masks, allow Harvard police to enforce rules. Plagiarism, checks on all current and prospective faculty members. And Harvard has filed a lawsuit over the funding freeze. Harvard says unlawful. This is beyond the government's authority. Harvard has said moments ago we filed a lawsuit to halt the funding freeze because it is unlawful and beyond the government's authority. Clearly, Harvard is taking this matter up legally now, with the Trump administration revoking Harvard University's rights to admit international students, affecting thousands, including many from our country. This is an escalation in the clashes that have taken place between the Donald Trump administration with the university, stripping the school of its right to admit international students. The decision, of course, as we know, has left thousands of foreign students in the lurch. It's in a state of uncertainty, with now Harvard saying that we have taken this matter up legally. Geeta continues to be with us. Geeta, as we were discussing earlier, Harvard now taking this matter up legally. Just give us an idea about what is expected as far as this case is concerned, given that it's gone to court now. What would be the fate of students, in the interim period?
Well, it is a very, very dicey affair because this year a lot of students have gotten through Harvard. And for them, they will not be getting their visas because the visas are coming through now. If a decision has been taken and if it is with immediate effect, then they stand to lose a chance either to attend their classes or join Harvard University. But the other thing that can happen, Sneha, is, and I was speaking to somebody who was looking into it and said, was that there are some students who have lost Harvard scholarships because there is no funding. There are others who have gotten through Harvard University and are sitting for the visa, but the visas might not come through. But since Harvard is taking the government to court, the decision is not final. It is not a decision in finality that there will be no visas that will be given to students who have enrolled or gotten through Harvard University. So what Harvard University could do, should they think that there is light in the end of this, at the end of this dark tunnel, they could enroll the students and have the students attend university online as they did during the COVID-19 pandemic for the first session. And then see whether if it can the kids can then move to the U.S. after the case is done and over with. But then that's a chance they would be taking. I don't know whether the university would want to take a chance on a matter that has to do with careers of students, education of students. So for now, there is no announcement of decision. This is just a conversation we were having with some educationists who have been part of Harvard or are a part of Harvard in one way or the other. And given that they are going to take the government to court, they still have hopes that the court is going to quash this decision of the federal government, which seems rather extreme, to not allow foreign students to enroll in just one university, and one will have to wait and see. But then again, the fact that students enroll, take a chance, and lose out in an entire year is also something that maybe a lot of foreign students might not want to do.
Okay, I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. Geeta Mohan getting in those details, putting that story into perspective. Howard says this is unlawful as Trump bars the university from enrolling foreign students. a state of uncertainty. How it has now gone to court remains to be seen, legally speaking, how this matter moves forward. But for the moment, the Trump administration revoking Harvard University's ability to enroll international students, certain conditions were set before Harvard University which they did not accept.